Hello, my name is Fishtakalahama, and before you ask, that is the correct way to say my name. Now, I don't have an intro on this channel, but I'm starting to think it's becoming a tradition to have no intro or outro, so how long I'm going to roll with it, I'm honestly not entirely sure, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is basically how it feels like to turn 21. Like, literally yesterday was my birthday, August 1st, and today, I'm, officially 21. This is like my second day being 21. And, the quick answer to the question is, honestly, besides being able to do, like, a bit more things, my mentality hasn't really changed. I'm still kind of like the immature, immature self I've always been throughout my years. I remember having a discussion with my friend. We made a joke about how your teenage years, like kind of like 12 years old all the way to 18, is kind of like your blunder years. And I think that is a good way to say it. It really is your blunder years of your life. And even after 18, like 19 and 20, I still consider those my blunder years because I was incredibly cringe, and I I did many things I'm still embarrassed about. But now I'm 21. I'm still immature, and I'm still the cringy self I am. But I think I'm slowly starting to mature into an adult who who is not who's not like gonna make as much blunders. Hopefully, I mean we always make blunders throughout our life. But I'm going on a tangent here. When you turn 21, it's a tradition to go to a bar and have some alcohol. At least that's what I think, because if you're from the United States, the legal drinking age where you can consume and purchase alcohol all by yourself is 21. So that is exactly what I did. I went to a bar with my parents. They took me to Buffalo Wild Wings because of the options, and it was a little bit more cheaper during happy hours, I think like 8 to 9 p.m. But we went at like 6, 7. So happy hours didn't start yet. But yeah, we went to the bar and, we sat down. The bartender, greeted us, and she was very nice. She was very nice to us because she wants to make those tips, probably. But my parents are like, "Oh, it's my son's birthday. He just turned 21." And then, the bartender, probably to kind of like as a joke, but also probably because she, has to, was like, "Oh, you turned 21? I don't believe you. I had to go check your ID." And, she checks my ID. I'm like, "Oh, wow, you're actually 21. Happy birthday. Congrats on being 21. I remember I was, like, pulling out my wallet to get my ID. And I have a SpongeBob wallet. So the bartender is like, "Oh, you still have a SpongeBob wallet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still a kid." And after that, we that's when all the fun stuff started to happen. The bartender was like, "All right, so do you want to have like a liquor, or what kind of alcohol do you want to try out?" I'm like, I like kind of like malty stuff. Like I like to like the malty flavor at a lot of foods. So I like the malty and weedy flavor. So I asked her, "Can I maybe have like something that's malty and weedy?" And she's like, "Do you want a beer?" I'm like, "Maybe." So she gives me and I'm like, "Maybe." I'm like, "Should I get a beer first?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I probably should because low alcohol content." And so the bartender gives me a sample of like a mango beer, kind of like a mango beer thing. Yeah, I don't know what it was called, but I really liked it. It was definitely my favorite alcohol when I went there. And she gives me it to try, and she's like, "All right, do you want to try this?" I'm like, "Yeah, it probably would be a good like first alcohol to start with." And that's when I give it a try. Now, I probably should mention that I have had alcohol before when I was like 19 and 20. When I was 19, during my 19th birthday, my parents, with their permission, gave me some red wine to try. And when I had that red wine, I was definitely pretty tipsy and pretty social drunk because I was playing Smite with my friend, that third-person League of Legends game. And I was definitely very flirty, very talkative to the people in the game. So, I think it's safe to say I was pretty slightly drunk. And then once the games was over, I was getting all emotional with my friend, being personal, telling him all of stuff like that, stuff like that. The second time I had alcohol was when I was 20. I just had a Bud Light because I wanted to try it, and my parents were like, "Yeah, sure, you can try it," and it tasted like piss. It tasted like piss, and yeah, basically that's all the alcohol I've had before. I mean, I've never really had alcohol any other time besides that. I did actually accidentally have alcohol like a couple times when I was younger, but I didn't know I was having alcohol. Like I literally spit it out the second I realized it tasted weird. I'm like, yeah, no. And and I'm like, yeah, no. I spit out and I just throw it away. So yeah, that was like during the New Year times when my parents were getting some alcohol, but usually but I'm not usually. My parents never get alcohol. Like they never have alcohol in the house or whatnot whenever's living. So yeah, the bartender gives me the beer, like I say, like a pretty, like a tall beer, like it's pretty big, like 150 calories, I would say. And I had a good time. I could tell I was getting kind of tipsy. It was only 3.2 alcohol, and I was already could tell I was getting tipsy. So I was slightly worried, but I kept asking the bartender, like, as she was giving me, like, different kinds of drinks, like, what is the alcohol content? And my parents were like, you don't ask what the alcohol content is, because they were also slightly tipsy as well, but, I don't know, is that, like, a thing people do? Like, do people actually ask the alcohol content of drinks and stuff? I don't know, but that's why I kept asking that, actually, she would give me drinks, so yeah. I was drinking the beer, socializing as you do. And I had to go to the bathroom, like, literally a quarter of drinking the beer. So I went to the bathroom, and, I came back. I had to go to the bathroom, like, a lot while I was drinking alcohol. Like, I had to pee a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had to pee a lot, which I think is pretty normal. So, I come back, and my parents ordered some food. I'm like, perfect. I read in an article, like, when you're going out to drink, you should have, like, a belly stuffed of food. And I did have a belly stuffed of food, because, like I said, I went to a buffet with my family earlier and ate. But it was good to have, like, some belly stuffed of food before I really started to drink. So we got nachos, wild wings, what is called, like, cheese sticks. Yeah, like, cheese sticks and whatnot. And, I ate a lot. I definitely gained a lot of weight that day, but I ate a lot of food, kept my belly full. And I also read in an article that drinking water helps when drinking alcohol, so I definitely did a lot of that to make sure that I would be fine. So I was drinking beer, having some food, and drinking water. Then I finally finished the beer. And I decided to take my first shot. It wasn't like a really strong shot. Like, she put cranberries and whatnot, like cranberry juice and whatnot to make the shot easier. And it was like only 1.2 alcohol. I don't know that's a lot for a shot, but yeah, it's only 1.2 alcohol. So, I was sipping the shot slowly. I was like just sipping, and it tasted better that way. So I kind of wish I did that, but bartender comes over to me and it's like, you can do that in one go if you want. I'm like, oh, I can. And I'm like, yeah, you can, but you don't have to if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. And so if you are worried about the alcohol content, sipping is completely fine. But it's my 21st birthday. I want to experience things, so I just took the shot. It wasn't like burning my throat or anything. It wasn't strong, but it tasted like cough medicine, like literal actual cough medicine. Like people say Dr. Pepper tastes like cough medicine. No. This actually tasted like cough medicine. I felt like I was having a cold, and I had to, like, back when I was 8 years old, and my parents would give me those cough medicines. It tasted authentic cough medicine, and that's saying something, because Dr. Pepper to me, I love Dr. Pepper. So, I'm like, yeah, this is literal freaking cough medicine. This is like what people have when they're having medication or something like that. But anyway, I have the shot, and I'm still fine, actually. Like, I'm surprised that I'm fine, because I'm not, I'm definitely, I would say, pretty, like, tipsy, slightly lightheaded, but I'm still aware, like, I'm socially aware, and, the kind of, like, the talkativeness I had when I was having the beer earlier, like, I was talkative and confident, which is a sign of being tipsy, but, I was fine, besides that, like, so I was just kind of, like, vibing, drinking water, and my parents were also ordering a lot of drinks, and I was like trying from them as well. Like my dad ordered a Bloody Mary, like a beer himself, and a couple of shots, like a Jägermeister, and I really did like the Bloody Mary. And I tried like a sip of the Jägermeister, and it was very licorice-y. It's not something anybody can have, but I didn't like it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna take a shot of that. You can have that. You can have that, Dad. And my mom was having like fruity drinks, like pina colada. I did like the pina colada actually. It tasted like coconut. I like coconut. And she had like a very sweety like drink. I tried that, and I kind of liked it. The pina colada, you couldn't really taste the alcohol, but this drink you could taste a bit more of it. But it was pretty good. And then my mom ordered like a spicy habanero drink, and that tasted like shit. I like spicy food, like I like habanero and stuff like that. Like I'm a really big fan of spicy food, but that just didn't taste good. Like, yeah, you can have that, Mama. But yeah, I found out I'm a big fan of Bloody Marys, so I probably will give that a shot next time I go out to eat or something like that. Anyway, so after having the cranberry shot and my beer, like the mango beer, which I was a big fan of, I decided to have a Long Island iced tea. My mom knew I was a big fan of iced tea, so she's like, Ishmael, you should try a Long Island iced tea. And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? So I do, and it was all right. I mean, it was all right. I liked it personally. I could definitely have it. I could definitely have it pretty often if I really wanted to. And I was just vibing after that, just drinking the Long Island iced tea, vibing, talking with my parents about stuff. My parents, I could tell, were pretty tipsy. Like they seem more tipsy than me, and that's saying something, because I've never I've never drunk alcohol, but they've probably had more alcohol than me, like alcohol contents than me. So I was having the Long Island iced tea, and I reached halfway because I was starting to get full. Like I couldn't really have any more. I had sip some water, but before we left, I decided to take like a big shot, I think it was a Jack Daniel's shot, and we put some honey inside the shot, and I'm like, yeah, I need to do this. It's my 21st birthday. I need to at least take like one kind of like big shot. At least I think it was. So I tell the bartender, all right, I'm just gonna have this shot, and I'm done, because I was starting to get dizzy, and I didn't want to pass out or anything like that. So I'm like, all right, I'll have one shot, and then we're done. I'm going straight home after that. And of course, to the bathroom, because I was doing a lot of that between the middle of having this alcohol. So the bartender pours me a shot, trying to get those tips and whatnot, being friendly. She puts the Jack Daniels, the honey, hands it over to me, and I just chug it. Like I just take the shot in one go, and it didn't burn my throat or anything, probably because of the honey, but it definitely tasted bitter. I'm like, Jesus freaking Christ. And my mom's like, yeah, that's the good stuff. But yeah, my parents are very fun people. They're very nice people, and always wanted me to. They took good care of me, and are really responsible parents. And since I turned 21, they wanted to treat me, so I really do appreciate them for taking me out. But yeah, I took the shot, and well, I was fine. I could definitely feel like the dizziness was kind of like reached like a 5%, like 5% more dizziness after that. And I go straight to the bathroom because I need to piss still. Like I still need to piss. Like I've pissed a lot. And me and my parents, my dad were all done, and we decided to head home. And I wasn't stumbling or anything. Like I was able to walk home, and I was fine, honestly. Like I really was fine actually. I was like surprised again because the first time I had alcohol, I was 19, had the wine, parental permissions, all that stuff. And, I was already, like, really social, like, really kind of, like, drunkish. Like, I was, like, being flirty and whatnot and all that stuff. But this time I had, like, a lot of more alcohol than, like, before. Like, a lot more. And I was, like, just vibing, dude. Like, I was fine. Like, I was, like, my normal self with just maybe, like, a slight bit of socialness. But I was tired because it was late at night and I didn't have that much sleep. So yeah, after that we go home, and I go to the bathroom again, and I go straight to bed. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I can see why people like to drink alcohol, like for social settings, because it was fun. And I really do gladly appreciate my parents for taking me out, being very open-minded and, you know, picking like good drinks and a good bar for me to go to. And, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I should also mention, right, like, I just woke up like an hour ago before I made this video. Right now it's like 9:41. I woke up at like 8:41. And I'm definitely pretty irritated. Like, my parents came to my room, asked me how I was, and I won't lie, I was pretty irritated. So I guess, like, if I ever hangover, you'll know that I'll probably be slightly irritated. But I'm not really that dizzy or anything else. I don't really have, like, a stomachache or anything. I'm just irritated. That's about it. So yeah. Yeah. So, besides the drinking, though, how it actually feels to be 21 is not really that different from being like 20, 19, 18, even 17. Like, I still was in the mentality that I was 16. Like, I really was still in the mentality that I was 16. And it really did feel wrong when I was having the alcohol, because I've never had like this much alcohol before. Like, I was actually had permission to have this alcohol. And well, it just didn't it just felt wrong, because like throughout my life, like, I was always in the presumption that I can't have alcohol, I need to avoid it. And then all of a sudden I'm 21 and I'm like, yo bro, I can just like grab as much alcohol as I want and drink it. It didn't feel right, because whenever like somebody would see me buy alcohol, like, don't have the alcohol, you're underage. And I'm not underage anymore, so it was a weird feeling. Like, I felt like I was breaking a law when I actually was not. Because being 21 for one day, you're not really used to having the full luxuries of being 21. And here in the United States, usually you do become an adult by the time you're 18, but you're not really a trusted adult. Like, the United States kind of puts us out with its laws. Like, you're not really a trusted adult till you're 21, because when you're 21, you can own a handgun. Well, you can own a handgun like younger, but you can buy a handgun, you can conceal carry, and you can drink. You can buy and drink alcohol on your own accord. But when you're 18, you can get married on your own accord. You can buy a house. You can own property. You can join the military. You can do so much other stuff. And you can be tried as an adult, like you're considered an adult. But again, the United States just doesn't really consider you like a full adult. Like, they still kind of consider you like like a bit of an adolescent, but you're an adult. Like, because people are technically still adolescents till they're like 25, I heard. And there's been a lot of debate about all that. I'm not going to get into that, but maybe the United States is on kind of something, because people are still growing when they're 18, like, they're just becoming an adult. And maybe those 3 years of growing kind of can help a person to adult. And then once they reach 21, then they can make the responsible decisions to drink and own a handgun and whatnot. But there's so many more arguments about that. Like, for example, if an 18-year-old can join the military, why don't they have the right to drink or conceal carry or own a handgun to it doesn't make sense. So, there's a lot of arguments for that, but I won't go any more further about that stuff. But yeah, it's just weird, because, throughout all my life, I've always like not felt trusted by the government. And then when you turn 21, that's when like the government's like, all right, you can do it whatever the heck you want. Now you're trusted. You're 21. Now you can do what any adult has the right to do here in the United States. Congratulations, you're a trusted adult. And it's kind of amazing to think, because I still feel like, again, I'm 14 years old. Like, I don't feel like I'm 21. I don't feel like I'm an adult. I still feel like I'm in my blunder years of 14. Like, I still feel like a teenager. I still feel like I'm learning things. And I still feel like I'm growing. Like, I don't feel like an adult. I feel like I'm a freaking, like, I need to turn in an essay to my teacher or something like that. Like, I don't feel like an adult yet. And I don't know, honestly. And just wanted you to know, I haven't went to college. I went to college, and I really do struggle in school environments, so I decided to take a break in college. Also, here in the United States, you have to be 21 to smoke, and in some states you have to be 21 to smoke weed. Like in my state is legal to smoke weed, but I don't plan on doing either of those. I don't want to smoke cigarettes or smoke weed. It's not something I'm interested in, and not something I want to get myself involved in. So yeah. So yeah, I mean that's basically what it feels like to be 21. You just go out to drink, and now you don't have any more restrictions to you. Like I can literally go out right now, go to a gun store and purchase a handgun. Like when you're 18, you can buy like long rifles, like really like shotguns and whatnot, but you can't own handguns and you can't conceal carry. But I could literally go out right now and I could buy everything in the gun store, if I pass the background checks and whatnot. And the background checks can take like a week to a month, like 3 days, like a couple days to a month. It takes a while because the FBI is like really has like a lot of cases, like things to like background checks to check and whatnot. So yeah, I'm 21. I have no more restrictions held upon me anymore. I'm officially like the full adult, even though I don't feel like it, and it really does feel It kind of makes me sad because I don't really think I'm an adult. I still feel like I'm a kid, and I really want to. I'm honestly just not ready. I'm not ready. I'm gonna be honest with you. I still. I'm still growing, and I'm still making a lot of mistakes in my life. As everybody does throughout their life. But yeah, thank you for hearing my story of just turning 21. Yeah, my birthday was yesterday on August 1st. I was born on 2001, and it's currently August 2nd, 2022. It's amazing to think that people born in the 21st century are now able to drink and whatnot. Like, we're getting old, but guys, we 21st century, Gen Z people, we're becoming boomers. We're becoming boomers. Like the things kids do these days, like I'm starting to even question. Even though I still feel like a kid, like I still feel young, at the same time still am kind of getting those adult tendencies of realizing of like missing the old days. I'm kind of starting to reach that point where I miss the old days. So yeah. Sorry for going on a tangent, for so long. I just wanted to kind of give you like a raw audio, no script of just like me talking about my times of being 21. But yeah, it was fun. So whenever I post this video on this YouTube channel, all the videos I posted before, I was still quote unquote non-trusted adult. But now you can consider me a full-fledged 21-year-old here in the United States. And again, it's very different for other countries. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys later. See ya. And no, I still have no outro.